Hey, thank you so much for checking out this week's video blog at Arsenal. We're just so excited to just be in your life, however that looks. If you're checking us out on YouTube or at the Arsenal website or just looking us up on your phone, that's so cool. Thanks so much for just checking out what God's doing in our youth ministry. The whole theme for this month is Jesus is. What is Jesus? Jesus actually posed that question to his disciples and said, who do you say that I am? What is your feeling of me? How do you see me? What am I to you? And the first answer to that question we pose to the youth ministry is, first of all, Jesus is truth. John, let me get this for you. John 14:6 says, I am the way, and I am the truth, and I am the life. You know what, guys? Jesus is truth. And I think in a world full of philosophy, in a world full of different views, in a world full of different worldviews, that's really easy to lose that concept. And we're just inundated with so much information that we have to discern and we have to look through. And the reality is, we're always trying to find out for ourselves, what is truth? What is the truth? And Jesus said, I am the truth. I am the truth. I am the reality beyond all reality. I am the fixated point, the hinge pin of the universe. Everything goes around me, and that's what Jesus is saying. I am the truth. Everything's built on me, and so I just want to encourage you guys, as however that looks like to you, as you build your worldview, as you make your decisions, as you live your life, as you make the choices that direct your life. I want to just encourage you to constantly remind yourself and define yourself by Jesus' truth. What is the truth in your situation? And so what happens now is we eliminate a lot of discernment. We eliminate a lot of stress trying to make the perfect decision. Deciding between right and wrong, trying to decide between if this is moral or this is evil. I just want to encourage you. That's not the line. That's not the line that you're trying to figure out. What you're trying to figure out is, what is Jesus and what's not. And so I just want to encourage you guys to just make those decisions along the side of Jesus. Look for what he wants to do through you, not robotically, Jesus, what would you do in this situation? But just relationally, Jesus, what do you want to do in me? What do you want to do through me? And when we look at that in our practical lives, we could apply that across the board. Jesus, what college do you want me to choose? What college am I going to go to? And you just simply, Jesus, what do you want to work in me? What are things that you want me to do with my life? And that makes that decision a lot more clear. Another example, and we just had this happen a week ago. All of you should know by now, Osama Bin Laden was killed last Sunday night. And this brings up a flurry of different emotions, a lot of different opinions. And I don't want to state my opinion. What I want to state is the truth of Jesus, and that truth comes from his word. And so, again, there's a lot of different ways we got to feel. Well, we just got to look at Jesus' truth. And Jesus' truth says, first of all, in Proverbs 11:10, that when the wicked perishes, that there is shouts of joy. And you know what? There's a reality that it is okay for us to feel joy in a situation because a wicked man was overthrown. A wicked regime was toppled. And that when that wickedness is thrown down, that there is okay to have shouts of joy. It is okay to understand, like, wow, we are no longer under the threat of that peril. And reality is a huge threat to the American way of life, to American civilization, was terminated last week. And so, you know what? There's joy with that. There's a relief to that, knowing that our military executed a job well done. There is okay to be joyful. There's a lot of people blogging out there. A lot of people saying, it is wrong to be joyful. No, you know what? It's okay. It's okay to be happy that a threat to the American life was taken out. We don't have to worry about that threat. But in the same breath, this is also comes from the book of Proverbs, Proverbs 24:17. Do not rejoice when your enemy falls. It's interesting. It's very paradoxical, if you will, because the reality is just there is a joy when an enemy is toppled. There is joy when a wicked person is overthrown. But the fact is, we're not celebrating in that wicked person's demise. That's not what we're happy about. We're happy about that righteousness won. And again, that's a very fine line. And it seems like at times that the Word of God is just trying to pick hairs and try to figure out the fine line. And sometimes it's you know again, very paradoxical. But the reality is this: it's all about the heart, and our joy comes from peace. Our joy is coming from uh, stability, a threat being neutralized, all those things. That's where our joy comes from. Our joy never comes from another man losing his life. That's not what brings us joy. A man being killed. That's not what brings us joy. And we're not celebrating death. We're celebrating the continuation of life. And again, all this comes from the reality that Jesus is truth. And so I don't have to look in the depth of my own imagination. I don't have to look in the depth of my own wisdom to get my worldview on this situation. I don't have to do that with any decision I make. I just have to look at Jesus and say, what is your truth? And when we do that, I believe it even frees our mind up to be more creative, to be more compassionate, to be more giving. And it just frees us up as people when we allow Jesus to make every decision. So I just want to encourage you to do that. I just want to encourage you to live by Jesus' truth. And I just want to also remind you, at Arsenal, we're going to have a huge announcement this Wednesday night. This Wednesday night, that is May 11th, we're going to have a huge announcement about summer camp. You have to be there and find out what will that look like and what will that be for summer camp this year. And also, we, as you know, we moved water baptisms back to May 25th. So we're so looking forward to both of those and sharing both of those Wednesday nights with you. And so we will see you again this Wednesday night at 7 o'clock at Arsenal, and I'll talk to you then. Take care.